Hello there. Welcome back to Magboy Creations. Today we have another LEGO City review. We are looking at the high-speed passenger train. This is set number 60051. It contains 610 pieces, retails in the US for $149.99. You get 3 minifigures with some accessories. You have a small train platform. You also get 3 train cars, along with a remote control and all of the power function accessories. You have 4 pieces of straight track, 16 pieces of curved track to give you a good size oval, but the batteries are not included. Our street crossing, as well as our small mini platform for our high-speed passenger train, has a little bit of detail, but it's not much. It's just a couple extra items that are quickly attached to the track. Starting on the left-hand side of the screen, you can see we have this single rail crossing, which is only wide enough for a standard city car. If you wanted to expand this to be double the width, you could do that. You just have to throw in another piece of straight track and buy some more of the flat tiled bricks. These are very simplistic railway crossing notification signs. There's just a single red light on it, and of course the red and white X to indicate crossing. You can see our little waiting platform area with our minifigure hanging out, waiting for the passenger train to come. And just to the side of the minifigure is a map showing you all the destination points that you can get to by taking this passenger train. We can take a closer look at this. I got my hand behind it because it is a clear brick. So I wanted to make sure that you're able to see this sticker that does go on this clear plate, where you can stop at Berlin, Madrid, Moscow, Dublin, London. And I do like the fact that they have different colored lines representing the different colored dots over on the right-hand side, showing you the destination as well as the time. Now, I do want to point out the fact that in my set, when I got it, the instructions didn't indicate to put the platform on the exterior of the track. Because I know in a lot of LEGO videos, people have done reviews and they had said that whether the instructions are indicating so or what, I don't know, but they're putting the train station or the train platform on the outside of the track, and that's causing a problem because as the train comes in, the nose cone is actually hitting the platform and it's not able to go through real easy. On the inside, there's no issues. So I can't speak to say if LEGO had changed their instruction booklet to make sure that the building instructions include the platform on the inside. And a lot of the YouTubers that did do reviews on this kind of figured that out, and they're smart enough people to know that, hey, let's just put it on the inside of the track. But if there was a printing error from LEGO, they did correct it. And we can see all 3 of the minifigures side by side. You get a bicycle accessory as well as a briefcase. And the gentleman on the left does have a satchel that goes across his chest. And I think the printing on these minifigures is really good. I especially like the name tag / the badge that's clipped onto the front of the businesswoman's jacket. They all have the standard yellow flesh skin. Similar face printing, we've seen them in many city sets before. 2 different color and 2 different styles of hair, obviously one for a male, one for a female. The conductor doesn't come with hair because he has the cap. I had removed the gentleman's satchel on the left so you can get a good shot of the back printing on all 3 of the characters. Again, I really like that business suit top that the lady minifigure is wearing. I think that is excellent detail. And there is no second face printing on city minifigures. Here we have the car that contains our power functions so that we can remotely control and operate this train. And I have the front nose cone loosely attached so I can take this off really quick. And you can take a look at the inside of the cab or the cockpit of where the engineer sits. And that 2x2 sloped black brick does have a sticker on it. That's just the remote controls for our engineer. And right up front here is our sensor plate. Now this sensor actually has that orange switch. Now there's 4 settings on this, and you would set it from 1 to 4, and this setting would match the setting that is on the remote control that you want to use for this train. There are also 4 settings on the remote control. So let's say, for example, you only wanted to have one remote control multiple trains. There's 2 dials on the remote control, and you could have 2 separate trains operating on one number. So you would have 2 trains set at the number 1. You would control one with the left side and one with the right side of your control stick or control pad. And using the same control pad, you could have 2 alternate trains set at number 2, and you would just flip the switch on your control pad down to number 2, and then you'd be able to control 2 more trains, one on the left and one on the right. So in essence, you could use one remote control for 8 different trains. This is the remote control, and here in the middle is the same switch as we saw on our sensor, and it's numbered 1 to 4. So this is the left channel, this is the right channel, and that's how you would control multiple trains by one remote control. These red buttons are the emergency stop buttons, so you don't have to worry about turning the dial in reverse to slow it down, ultimately stopping it. You could just hit the red button and it would stop the train right where it is. Now you can see that there is a red color and a blue color. That's because on the power functions there are 2 attachments. You can attach to the red or attach to the blue, and that will indicate which channel you are going to run on. You set the sensor to the same setting as the controller, and off the train goes. This switch here is just a reverse switch. So if we turn the dial to the right, that may be go, and if we turn the dial to the left, that may be reverse or backwards. And if you wanted to switch this into the downward position or alternate position, then it would be just the opposite. You do have a couple studs on the front of the controller so you can attach some sort of accessory. I like that you have these Technic bricks on the side, so if you wanted to, you can just get some posts or pins and you can connect multiple remote controls together. And there are studs on the bottom where you can place this on top of some created apparatus, and then it could be stationary. Now these controllers do require AAA batteries, and a lot of them. So I highly recommend that you get rechargeable batteries because you will go through them really fast. This device here takes 3 AAA batteries, but the power function inside the train, that takes 6. So 9 AAA batteries altogether to run one train. Now this red button on top is actually the power button and what you use to turn things on and off. If you could see down in this hole, if I push the switch, a green light comes on which indicates that power is functioning. If I hit it again, power goes off. And I think this is a really neat device. It doesn't put too much stress or strain on a brick and cause warping or the potential of bending a brick over long periods of use. And I'm just going to take these plates or these sloped bricks that are connected by these flat tiles off so we can get a better look at the inside of our power function setup. Now here are all the wires run internally, and right now you can see that it is on this side, or underneath is the red connector indicator, and here you can see is the blue indicator connector, and this is what will determine if you are using your left channel or your right channel combined with the sensor and the numbered setting that you have it on. Now I have the wires tucked in there real nice, even though this cab does come with clear bricks on both sides. You can see the wires kind of dangling inside. Some people like to hide those and you know, try to make it look as realistic as possible. I did to a certain extent, but I don't mind. And the less you have to worry about creasing these wires, the better off you'll be, because if you start to bend them or crease them and put 90-degree angles in them, that's when shorts will develop, and then you'll have to go out and buy yourself a whole new connection set. The power function box, that just drops right into place. Oops, that came off. So here is our actual power switch. So the brick will depress that, and you can see the green light there. Here we're looking at our passenger car. We can see that this will take bicycles. There's a sticker on each side to indicate that. I do like the way that they had put together the front and the rear of each car to show that there is a walkway that will adjoin the cars. and they are held together just by this magnetic plate. I'll remove the top of the passenger car so you can get a good shot at the inside. And as we can see, we have our two patrons and our conductor/engineer hanging out at one of the little tables, having a chat. And of course, the patron's bicycle does fit on the inside of the cab. Now, some folks that did reviews did talk about the holes in the bottom of the cars, and that's standard because the base plate that fits the bottom of the car is universal across all of the train cars. And if we remove this bottom piece, you can see that you can use any of these base plates for a car. And Lego doesn't know whether or not you're going to need to have holes for power functions, so that's why they create this one brick universally. This is our third and final car, same as the power functions car. It's the same setup in the cockpit. An engineer can sit there if they wish. You can have the train go in either direction. Obviously, the power functions are only in one of the cars, but you could have a conductor or engineer at each end, and then you could just send it in either direction. Only the end cars or the nose cars have the connection on top, this apparatus that actually links to the power line so that it can get power. I'll remove the top of this car so that we can take a peek on the inside. We do have some more seats opposite side as the passenger car we just looked at, and of course you could fit a bicycle in this car as well. Now, there are a few reviews out there that specifically talk about this car being in the back side, and the flat plate, that orange plate that you could see right up at the top. I'll just take these wheels off. These 1x3 flat plates. Some people were indicating that it would catch because it's just the right width and size. You know what? I'm putting it right in the center, and I'm pressing down on it. And there is a little resistance, but by no means is it going into that space and preventing the wheels from swiveling on that pivot post. Now, it's not going to go any further, no matter how hard I try, because this piece, the actual track part that holds the wheels, is hitting up against the side of the train, so that's what's stopping it. It's not these orange bricks. And loosely, it swivels just fine. Now, I know some folks had changed the setup to be a circular 2x2 flat brick, and they moved it back a little bit. I mean, you're free to change whatever you wish, but quite honestly, it works just fine the way Lego sends it to you, and the instructions shouldn't give you any problem from running the train on the track. Now, the last thing we wanted to show everybody was the train tracks itself. And I'm just going to angle this so you can see the two pieces that are connected. I'm going to separate them, and you can see that the notches just click together real easy, and the two center pieces fit right together with just a little bit of pressure. And I'm holding it on just one side, and it stays pretty good when you flap it around. Before we end the review, I just wanted to show you one little extra piece. It's kind of a sneak peek into an upcoming review, but I figured it would be cool to show you since the train is put together. Let's remove the box, and behind it you'll see I have the train station as part of this build. It does fit nicely. You could put it on there with two pieces of straight track. That's what I have in front now, although the train station does come with 4 pieces of straight track, and I think the two sets complement each other nicely. Let's wrap this review with the train going around the track. If you like the video, please leave a thumbs up. Share your comments. We want to know your thoughts. And if you haven't already, click that subscribe button so we could send you more Lego reviews. This is Mag. Thanks for watching, and until the next video, happy building.